Welcome to the All Sports Media Wednesday Sports Talk Show hosted by Edward Hall. And of course, the host is not here. It's a show that comes on every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, but he says he's the host, but he always runs and hides at the beginning of the show, sort of making me and Allie here the host. So I want to race this board right here, and I'm going to ask Allie her opinion. But first, I'm going to ask Allie how she's doing.
I'm very tired. I just got home, so I haven't
She's
even got anything set. Normally I do, so trying to figure it out.
But folks, she is very well prepared and very well rested for this show. I could feel her vibes, the energy, and all that good stuff. And she's ignoring me already. I think that these last 5 minutes has destroyed her. But again, Allie, I gotta ask you a question. When the so-called host runs off the show and hides, don't that sort of make us the host?
I yeah, I guess it does.
So Edward is officially fired, but Edward does have a really good lineup of guests. It's something we that Allie. I wish I could read all these names off, but my eyesight is like absolutely horrible.
You
And
want me to
believe it
read
or
them?
not, I forgot my glasses too. Yeah, if you want to read the names, I'll go for it. If you could read them.
Okay, I've actually got them all right down so it works. Jalen Johnson, Joyce Osborne, Willow Peace, McKenna Dillon, Travis Burkhart, Ray Splon, and Keaton Simpson.
Well, what I'm saying, we're sipping out our norm a little bit. We don't normally bring on this much gas, but of course, Edward's not a normal person. So, of course, he's going to try to do something with that we've never really tried before. So, hopefully, everything rolls the right way, and hopefully, we don't have too many mistakes and goose up. But first off, I think we're going to talk a little bit about Leslie County volleyball, and they're having a pretty solid season. And I believe Edward, did you go up there and
Edward's
cover
back.
them? And Edward is back. What do you
Well,
think?
actually, one of our fellow partners went up and covered them and gave me the lowdown. And after everything he was telling me, I just had to bring them on.
Yeah, he spoke really well about the Lady Eagles and one thing that we don't do is and Edward, I'll let you take over here in a minute. Your show. You never look at the win loss. You look at the product on the court, on the field, and when we have a person at one of these events and they say, "Hey, you got to cover these they're on the right track," and Ryan knows his stuff, so he led us the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with you. And I did hear you, you know, talking out your nose earlier about somebody running off and hiding, but I got to do all the behind the scenes part to even get the show going.
Well, look at Allie here. She's not slept in 3 days. She's got home, and she's doing her work right now. You didn't see Allie running and hiding.
Well, I didn't run and hide. I just didn't think everybody wanted me to see my face pointed at a computer screen.
And she was Johnny on the spot too. She didn't even know she was even coming on the show to about 2 minutes ago or something like that.
Well, I mean, Allie, that is Mark's fault because I told him at like 10 minutes after 9 this morning to go ahead and text you. So if he didn't, that was his fault.
Allie, whose fault's that? Shouldn't ever
I'm
have
not a
reached
part of
out.
this. I am busy.
Well, we got the election coming up. Allie's starting to sound like a politician. I will not take no sides. Vote for me. I will show you the way. No.
But as far as the show, you know, this is a little bit different than normal because instead of, 3 or 4 guests, we've got 7. So kind of looking forward to it. See how it's gonna run. But it looks like we got one of our guests. So Are y'all ready?
We are ready. Unless you want to thank the sponsors real quick.
Well, I don't know if that was me or if that was you, but you cut out pretty hard. But I'm
We are
gonna
ready.
go ahead
We
and
are
bring them
ready.
on.
Unless you want to thank the sponsors first.
Well, I am gonna give a shout out to our sponsor, Bryant Family Medicine, or Dave Bryant. Bryant Family Medicine for everything that they do for us.
Did it just kick Mark out?
No, Mark's right there.
And
But
we also want to thank Heather Martinez. And if you're in the market for buying or selling a home, just give her a shout out. Allie will be buying her a house here in a few years. Heather would be the person to go and talk to, get you your first home. And while you're at it, go ahead and buy me a house too, Allie. No, no,
No.
no.
well, since are you ready, Mark?
We're ready.
All right. Well, how are you all doing today?
We're good.
Good.
Well, first off, I do want to thank you for taking the time to come on the show and listen to Mark ramble on about coffee and Taco Bell right here in a couple minutes.
I'd like to have some Taco Bell. Do you like
But
Taco Bell?
I love Taco Bell.
Okay. There we go. You're not American unless you like Taco Bell. You know, I don't know if Taco Bell was created in America, but it was probably somewhere started close to America.
so I already got to apologize for him. But you know, Allie, Mark, I'll let you all start before I go into asking a few of mine.
Mark has a lot of questions from the sounds of it, so I think we need to let him do it.
um, just again, want to thank you for coming on. I know you've got a thing called School and Life. And I know you've got much better things to do on a Wednesday night to hear us rambling. So, but again, thank you for giving us your time. We had a guy at one of your events, and he was talking really, really well about you. And he's like, "We got to bring him on. We got to bring him on." So, we just had to get you on, and want to thank you for coming on our show and being Johnny on the spots. But just either or, you could both chime in on this. Just give me your thoughts of the season so far.
I guess I'll go first. I think, I think we're having a really good season so far. I'm very optimistic about making it out of district and going into region. I think we're gonna go pretty far with this team, Team 24. I just think it's been a really good season so far, and we're a really top bonded team, and I think that's more important than anything. Like wins or losses, we're still really tied after all of it.
Yeah, it's pretty much covered that, but we're all really close and just good working together. So I think we're gonna go far through this season.
Um, we're sort of the 13th region area over here, so again, either or can answer this. Tell us a little bit about the 14th region, and for the folks over on this side that don't know a whole lot about it.
The 14th region, it's just us, Buckhorn, Hazard, and PCC. It's a difficult, or I guess 14th region. That's just our district. The 14th region, it is pretty hard. There's a lot of really good teams to get out of. So, but I'm optimistic. I think that we have a really strong team and that we're mentally sound, unlike a lot of these other teams that we face. And I feel like more than anything.
Make sure I've got the pronunciation right. Is it Royce and Jalen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe sophomore, junior. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, Young's, I'm not going to say being youngsters. You did there. You've been playing, but with Young's and also the seniors on the team, do you feel like you're leaving a pretty good foundation for the underclassmen behind Young's coming up?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we're leaving a really strong foundation for the other sophomores and freshmen and juniors that are coming up next year. And I'm just really excited to see what these future seasons hold with our new players. I think
Uh, I know you've got a few years, so just tell us a little bit about the seniors on your team.
we're gonna miss them a lot. I mean, we're really
Yeah.
part of our program and our foundation, and they're just really big. They're really strong leaders and adversaries for us, and we're just gonna miss them a lot. I mean, they're gonna leave a really big mark on us.
I can't let you go to Allie until I ask you this. We always ask this little funny question that floats around. Uh, we use this term bonk, and like when you're at the practice, are they like and you don't have to mention names. I don't want to get a big argument or anything started, but are they certain players that you would bonk on your team, and certain players that no way that you would bonk with the ball?
Always want on every single day that I did every day.
It's, I guess Shaylin's being quiet about this. I don't think she wants to answer
Yeah.
that.
she's
She
not.
she
She's not.
she's taking the what the it was about election time. I'm gonna just vote for me. I love all sides. What yeah, that's what she's getting at. But just tell us a little bit about Coach Hubbard and why he's meant to Yuns, not only personally but why he's did for Yuns about furthering his career.
He's been a really big influence on us and helped us get where we are right now. He's definitely helped us to all get closer and work together.
Yeah, I think that Coach Hubbard is a very big influence to the rest of us. We've obviously had our difficulties with having a new coach after for so long, but I think we've adjusted really well, and I'm very thankful for him and his family and our coaching staff in general. I mean, I really am going to miss this season once it's over.
Absolutely. Well, I'll talk you to death, and before you know it, I'll go from food to hairspray to makeup to it's until what I'll jump to. So I better shut up because they were telling me to shut up. He's already giving me the eye. But Allie, you have anything for him?
So I don't. I think Mark kind of covered everything, but how have you guys really prepared in the off season and stuff, being so young and stuff for this year?
Personally, I do play club and I play softball in the spring, and then I play travel ball and club in the summer. So I stay pretty busy around.
Yeah, I run track and do softball, so I don't really get to do that either.
So
But
I'm not saying Jalen would run, but even if she did bonk somebody with the ball, she probably runs so fast by running track. She could get off the court, where somebody could bonk her back. So that's a good skill to have. I wish I was good at track.
she's really sneaky when we're starting to line up and scream, and she'll come up behind me and get me and run off.
The secrets are out.
So
Um,
my first question is I heard you talking about y'all play multiple sports. So tell me how that helps you prepare for each sport that you play.
I think that I only play softball. I know I'm just a sport athlete, but I think playing softball where they're two different seasons, like spring and winter, it really helps me stay fit and conditioned over the year, as well as being versatile as like softball, being with my reaction time and mobility and agility and stuff like that. And playing club like volleyball and out in the winter really does help me, and especially in the summer.
So wait, I'm wondering, because I know there's different club sports. Which one do you guys play?
I have played for Horizon just this past year, just for volleyball, and I sometimes play travel ball for softball.
I've never done it, but I was thinking about doing it this year.
So I do got to ask you this. I know that you all traveled to Harlan County and played them. After the game was over with, did y'all stop and eat at Racks?
No, what?
So you don't
One
like
of the best
rack?
places to eat.
We've never been there.
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of that either.
But we gotta give them a break. They are from the 14th region. So, but once you
Oh,
go, racks, you don't go back. I mean, you just hooked on it. It just you got racks for life or something. Or the Dairy Hut down there if you're back in Harlan County. Dairy Hut's supposed to be pretty good.
it is. It is.
Or maybe
Yeah.
you
So
can
I
hook
am
up
going to
with.
have to ask you another.
I was going to ask
Go
them
ahead,
what their
Mark.
favorite restaurants was.
Let's
That's
see
what
it.
I was getting ready to ask on their favorite restaurant.
You're just
Okay.
funny, but I really do love Taco Bell. And it's funnier because Jalen actually hates Taco Bell. She hates it
I
with every.
do.
You don't like
What?
Taco Bell?
No, I don't like Taco Bell.
I think we fight over it just about.
Roy, Royce, we're behind you 100% on this argument. Nothing against you, Jalen. You know, we're still appreciative if you come on the show. But
Yeah.
so what's your favorite restaurant?
Oh, mine.
Yeah.
Probably Raising Cane's.
Hey
Well,
now.
see, you're back on his good side
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
So
you're back on the good side. You can't go to Richmond at all without stopping at Raising Cane's and going over there to the Bath and Body. I mean, you get
Yeah.
all the chicken on you after eating Raising Cane. You get some of that Bath and Body stuff to wash your hands. You're set to go. That
Yeah.
Japanese cherry blossom stuff you get the shampoo, the bars, the sanitizer. Oh my God! Yeah, I'm smelling good after Raising Cane's. You know, Jalen.
sometimes I worry
When
about you,
you're in
Mark.
Richmond, do you do the Raising Cane Bath and Body combo deal there?
No, I usually go to like Raising Cane's and Crumble Cookie.
Always talking about food.
So what's so good about the crumble cookie or whatever?
Well, they're really sweet, but they taste really good. I don't know. I don't know.
My son keeps telling me about that, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't know. So yeah,
No, I definitely try it. It's really good.
I don't like them. I felt like I was having a heart attack last time I ate one. I don't.
so what it is, Royce, you and Jalen, you don't go out to eat much, right? Because it's just yeah,
We don't together ever.
yeah. Well, I will tell you a story about Edward. I took him to a Chinese restaurant. The only thing the guy eats was fortune cookies. He wouldn't even try nothing on the bar. He wouldn't even try nothing.
I love Chinese.
Yeah, you're unhuman if you don't like Chinese.
Well, I
Mark, you
guess you're
just
going
eat
to call me
anything.
unhuman.
Allie likes Chinese.
Mark, you'll just eat anything that's set down in front of you. So I mean,
As long as it ain't running from me, I'll stick a fork in it.
yeah.
So I do got a couple questions before I turn you back over to them. Looks like you've got roughly about 6 more games left before the season comes to running into district and region time. So just give me your thoughts on, you know, I'm pretty sure you traveled to Knott County Thursday. So give me your thoughts
Yep.
on the upcoming matchup with them.
I'm really excited about going over there to play Knott County. They're probably one of my favorite teams to play. Just that electricity. especially being able to block and dig their middles. That was my favorite. It's just like very high competition when we play them, and I really do love it. I'm also very excited to play Hazard and Breathitt County. Those are my two. I love playing them. But I'm optimistic about these next few games that we have leading up. I think it's a really good setup with the games that we are playing, and I think it will lead us right into district and region. So
Yeah, these games just give us like an idea of what we're gonna be seeing later on. So I really like that.
So my final question for you is before I turn you back over to Marker and Allie is before the season started, was there a certain team that you all had highlighted or a certain, or as a team that y'all had highlighted y'all couldn't wait to play against the most?
I think we really had Hazard highlighted.
Yeah.
We were really thought it was really high competition. That was our biggest, but they're not turning out to be what we thought they were. But also Breathitt, we were really struck out to get them. So
Well, Mark, Allie, y'all got anything else before I show them a couple of graphics and we let them?
Yeah, I know what you're fixing to do, but I just want to again just harp on thanking both for coming on. It's been really, really good sports, and it's laughed a lot, and laughter's important in life, and laughter's the best medicine. And you just got enough on your platter to for us to ask you a bunch of serious questions and all that other stuff. It looks like Jalen may be doing some schoolwork over there or something, but
No, I'm just like playing
uh,
with a rubber band.
oh, I thought that was a pencil or a pen or something. But I'm just
No.
saying, you just got it up on your platter, and you are laughing, and you have been really, really good sports, and laughter's good medicine. And again, thank yous for coming on. Wishing both the best of luck individually in your futures, and keep in touch with us if you get an achievement or something like that. Send us some stuff on it. We'll make you some graphics. We'll make you a write up on it. Anything we can do to promote you, because you deserve that. You need guys like us out promoting you, pushing you, so then you can get Yin's ultimate goal to be able to go to that next step that you want to do. So anything we can do to help, I mean, send us some stuff. We'll make some graphics. We'll write some stories, and keep in touch with us. Just let us know how the career's going. And again, thank you for coming on.
yeah, thank you guys so much. We really enjoyed
Yes.
meeting.
Allie,
Good luck
you
with
got
you
anything
guys.
for?
Good luck with you guys' season. And if you do accomplish anything, make sure to send it to me and Edward because we're already gonna get it sent to us anyways by Mark. So that's send it to us so I get it first. But good luck on you guys' season.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So I do tend to put together a couple graphics for each student athlete that does come on our show. And that is kind of our way of saying thank you for taking the time to come on and listen to us ramble on and talk about Taco Bell and coffee most of the time. But and I will send them to you after the show. And see, there he's showing his coffee cup. But I will send them to you after the show, and they're yours. We'll post them on our pages. But we just kind of want to get your thoughts on them and let us know which one of the two you like the most.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, that's great. That one's really cool too.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that one is too. Oh my god, these are so good.
I don't know if I can pick. The first one's really cool. I like both.
Yeah, I like the first one a lot.
Thank you guys so much. That's really
See,
Yes, thank you.
but
You know, Everett's gonna
you're
splat me with
welcome. Man.
that.
Can't go wrong with the original, Mark. But
And,
again, thank you for taking the time to go ahead, Mark.
and while you're at school tomorrow or the next day, give Landry a high five there. We love him to death. He's our guy over there. Yeah, Landry's our guy.
We'll tell him you said hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can go see Landry right
But
now.
again,
He lives right next. He lives like 10, 20 minutes from me, so.
But thank you for taking the time to come on, and best of wishes for the remaining part of your season. And just keep doing what y'all are doing. Y'all are killing it. So looking forward to see what y'all do in district and region.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys for keeping
Yeah.
up.
Thank
Keep
you.
it going. Keep it going.
We will.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Good interview.
Well, good interview. And speaking of good interview, we got two more. Are you ready?
Raising Cane's. Good restaurant.
Well, Mark, I'm done asking you questions. You don't hear nothing other than food.
I
Allie,
like
I'm just going to start talking to Allie. I'm just going to start talking to you because all Mark hears is food.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it
first,
is.
first off, thank you all for coming on, and I'm gonna have to ask you all: do y'all like Raging Cane's?
Raising Cane's, not raging.
Raising Cane's, same thing. You're raging when you get in there.
I don't.
No, no.
I
But
don't.
Mark, or
So do you like them? I had a internet hiccup there. Do you like Raising Cane's? Is my internet or?
but either one of y'all want to start, you can. Allie, Mark.
Allie, I'll let you start.
I think Mark needs to. Just let him get it all out.
My internet's been goofing up. Did you say you liked Raising Cane's?
I don't think I've ever tried it.
No, neither. Okay. Yeah. You just need to go because especially if you're Richmond, you got Raising Cane's, and I don't know if you like the Bath and Body. I like the Bath and Body, and you go eat at Raising Cane's, you pig out over there, and then you go to Bath and Body, get the Japanese cherry blossom stuff. Load up on that, and you can't go wrong. That's a perfect day. And if you're a Bath and Body all day, go back to Raising Cane's before you go home. That's called like the lunch dinner combo deal, something. But just give us thoughts about the season so far, either or both of you can chime in on that.
I've done, especially starting. I honestly didn't expect as much growth as we had this year, so it's been amazing.
Yeah, I didn't really going into the season. There was definitely help that needed to be done, and everybody has definitely shown that they have stepped up and definitely tried. And there's definitely signs of improvement for everybody.
Just I've been down to Harlan County many, many times. For the people that's not been down there, just tell the people what they're missing by not going to Harlan County.
I mean, definitely one thing that you cannot find anywhere else is the support. You have support from every middle school around, every high school. You can't find it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Coach Pittman.
I love Coach Pittman so much. She has helped me grow in so many ways. I can't even. She's helped our team so much.
She definitely knows what she's talking about, and she's always been there for everybody. Always helps somebody, whether it's on the field, off the field. She's always there for everybody.
Um, we see the improvement, and Edwards covered you more than I have. And he talks a lot about you, and we're seeing the improvement as the season goes. So, what is it going to take for you to keep improving, and what is it going to take for you to reach its ultimate goal, which is any team's ultimate goal? You be the last team standing, hold the hardware.
I think that if everybody keeps putting in the effort that we've been putting in all season, it show
season.
Yeah. Just like McKenna said, you've got to be coachable and you've got to keep thriving for success.
So I believe your next game, if I'm seeing this, I don't think your season's over. If that's all, is the season officially over for you? The regular season now, just district time.
Yes.
Okay. And is it is it any different for you in district time, or is it just let's get back to work, do the same old, or is it a different feeling?
I think that it's definitely different for everybody, but for me, I to a whole nother level than anything else we've had this.
Sort of like that win or go home. So I guess it is a different level type deal. So, Allie, you want to go for it there, or before I ask them?
So, how has your guys' coach really inspired you and stuff, and really pushed you guys farther whenever they're coaching from the sidelines onto the field?
You know, it definitely helps. I 100% look at her. If I have a question about anything, I look at her and she gives me an answer right away on the field, and it really helps the game just flow better.
Yeah. Especially when I need improvement on something and she steps up and she always tells us, like, explains and how to does it. It's the encouragement that keeps everybody going.
Oh, and Edward, go for it.
So, I've got to cover ends a couple times this season. One game that I got to cover ends in was a very physical and looked like a lot of pushing, shoving, elbows. And, the next game, y'all kind of just took off and didn't look back. But I've just got to ask you, from the first game till your last game against Knox Central, how much do you think that your team has improved, on a team and a bonding level?
Last time we played Knox Central, well, before the last time we did, I did have an injury that game, so they definitely had to step it up, and I think they did a great job of doing that. I think
Yeah. Everybody was really down that McKenna was hurt. She's one of the team leaders that keeps everybody in line. Real supportive of everybody. I think everybody just went into that game kind of scared. We didn't have one of our number one supporters on the field. And now that she was on the field at last game, everybody definitely had it together. But I think we still did great both games, but a lot of improvements this game.
So who would you consider the most competitive player on your team?
Oh, definitely McKenna.
I would say Willow.
No, it's definitely McKenna.
Well, I would say Willow because if they score, she gets riled up back there and she's ready to go.
So who would you?
Willow, can I ask you what? Can I interrupt you for a second, Edward?
Go
Willow,
ahead.
we know what kind of a player you are. There ain't too many of them balls that go by you at all. But if whatever does, you ever get so wild up, you just want to take the ball, throw it back at them. I was like nothing gets by me.
Listen, where it was pouring the rain last night's game, I almost had it went through. Oh man, that was when I wanted to throw the ball.
Speaking of that game, it went from being nice to just a downpour to cold. So I have to give you a round of applause there because once it started raining, I'd have went and found shelter.
I just had a vision in my head. The other team scores and they're wanting the ball back. I'll give you the ball back.
Definitely be
Point. Oh, yeah.
So I do got to ask you: have you ever thought about being like a kicker or a punter? Because when you kick that ball, you're knocking it a good 50 yards plus.
well, you know, I don't know. It just comes naturally. I don't think about it.
So one of my favorite questions, and Mark normally asks is this: what's your favorite restaurant up in Harlan County?
Taco Bell.
I eat out every day, so right now none of them are on my roster.
Well, you can't go wrong with Taco Bell, but you know this guy hasn't had the Dairy Hut as many times as he's been up there, so I'm kind of disappointed in him.
I have had Rex. Rex is good.
So I know I've seen, the coach is normally not a very, vocal person, but I did see her in one game get, a little bit more vocal. So when she gets like that, how much does that like add like fire or passion to you when you're out there?
Yes, definitely. When she's riled up like that, it's time to go.
So I have to ask, do you have who's the biggest trash talker on your team?
Hello.
That's mean, for one. And anyways, no, everybody gets along fairly well.
Well, she's back in the goal, so nobody can hear her.
So see, if it was me, and I scored on Mark, got by him or something, I'd make sure I tripped him, then kicked a little grass in his eye and stuff like that, and I'd point at him and laugh. So does anybody do that on your team? Or is tripping somebody illegal?
I do love to slide tackle, but
But Mark or Allie?
Well, I've got to hit kids with the hard hit questions because they call me the hard hitter. So I don't know if you're ready for these questions, but they're coming. Okay, so got to mentally prepare for them. You got a big roster here. I would say 15 passenger van, but you would need a 15 passenger van, probably pulling a like a U-Haul trailer for the rest of the teammates. You got a pretty good roster here. So you got the 15 passenger van and the U-Haul trailer. The van tears up. Who's gonna get out there and fix it? All your teammates.
I think we'd all just call for help.
We didn't do anything and just immediately call for help.
Yep.
So McKenna, nobody would jerk out the socket set and just go out there and fix it.
Oh no.
Well, to begin with, me and Kenna would probably go out if we know what we're doing and mess it up worse. But
So you just take the socket set, get all greasy and put together.
We'd call for help, but we wouldn't tell anybody we called for help.
Okay, so you and McKenna gets it put together here. So if they're going down the road, if they're running out of gas, who's paying for the gas?
We'll let Hannah pay for it.
yeah,
So McKenna, you would just jerk into the wallet and just say, "I'll pay for all the gas here."
Yeah.
That's awful kind. We know who to take on the road trips then. Okay, last but not least, okay, you got the full tank of gas. The van is fixed. You go back to the house. Who's cooking supper?
Well, I'm ordering pizza behind everybody's back.
So you wouldn't trust how your teammates cooking?
Probably not.
Well, just for the
And the
record, I
best
wouldn't.
person to bring on a road trip is Mark because me and Edward would go with him, and Ryan we make Mark pay for everything.
Yeah. But just for the record, I wouldn't trust Edward's cooking either. I'm just saying, I wouldn't. So Willow, would you be eating the pizza?
Hold on, say what's wrong with my cooking, Mark? You ate my cooking several times.
I was extremely hungry then.
Lord.
And plus, when it's,
And this
plus
player would
Willow, I'm
be
sure.
bickering over the cooking, and I'd be sitting in the back eating like 2 boxes of pizza by myself. So they bicker all the time.
Willow, I'm sure you would agree with me, and you too, McKenna. If the food's free, it tastes a little bit better anyway. Got a little bit better taste if it's free, instead of have to buy it yourself.
Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if Edward buys me a Big Mac, it tastes a whole lot more better than me buying that Big Mac. Like, thank you, Edward. This tastes good. Buy me another one tomorrow. But Willow, would you be ordering a pizza with McKenna there if it was all together, or would you trust somebody's cooking?
I feel like we would act like we had a very serious phone call and go order pizza and have the same idea secretly.
So you and McKenna be going out the back door, eating this pizza, and somebody be hollering at, "We'll be there in a second. We're talking," Yeah, yeah. I understand. But well, thank you for your time and thank you for having a laugh with us. And again, I know you've got a thing called life and school, and core sports, and anytime you give us time, we are completely thankful that you come on our show and listen to us ramble for really much of what we don't even know what we ramble on half the time, but you just laughed and have been good sports, and laughter's the best medicine.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Allie, you have anything for going to my last final couple questions and show them a few graphics?
You got it.
Allie wouldn't cook for us either, just for the record.
What?
So I'm gonna have to ask you. This is probably my favorite question to ask. At the beginning of the season, was there a certain team that you all might have had highlighted you couldn't wait to play against the most?
Middlesbrough.
I was about to say Middlesbrough. They've been tough competition,
Well,
so we were ready.
I was getting ready to ask. So I was getting ready to ask: is it because they're tough competition, or is it because it's a more physical style game?
It's probably a little bit of both for me.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. It's a little mixture of both of them put into one.
So that leads me into my next one. Do you all prefer the more physical team or more faster style team?
Honestly, probably a little bit of both because when they're a little too physical, I'm always scared that I'm going to get a card. But I don't know. I like a mixture of both.
Yeah, it's definitely more exciting when it's both. When I'm standing at the goal, when they're sprinting full speed and just standing there waiting, it's definitely funner if there's a little mixture of both put into one.
So when you're at the goal, when you catch one, can you throw it back and just bonk it off the back of their head and the ref let it be all right, or is that illegal?
That would probably be a card, but
Have you ever done it or thought about it?
no. Well,
I was about to say.
some games when they're standing 2 feet in front of me and it slowly rolls in.
Because see, if it was Mark in front of me, I'd have to throw it every time, and I'd point at a different player.
But if the refs don't see it, I mean, it's not exactly cheating, is it? I mean, or could you like point one direction? Hey, look over there, ref, and then pow, knock somebody down with them not looking. Then it ain't like it's your word against theirs, sort of deal. It slipped out of my hand. The wind picked it up.
I mean, they don't see it. Nothing they can do about it, right?
Right.
So, final question I got for you is before I show you is a couple graphic. What do you all do during the off season to keep yourself ready for the upcoming soccer season?
Well, this off season we were inside as much as we could be. We were working out every day, early mornings, to just get as ready as we possibly could be.
Yep.
So, let's see if I can find them here. So I do tend to put together a couple graphics for each student athlete that we do bring on the show. That is kind of our way of saying thank you for taking the time to come on and listen to us ramble on about Taco Bell and cooking and having to deal with Mark. But
And if you don't like these, feel free to say I don't like them. Go ahead and hurt his feelings.
well, I'll just say Allie made them.
Can you do that? I gotta ask you that before you showed you. Some of our guests have been able to do like these thumbs up and like there's like a little thumb by their head, or they'll do this and like the fireworks to go off, or no.
It's only I think it's like newer iPhones that do it.
Well, I'm always constantly doing that, and I'm not getting the thumbs up or the fireworks.
Mine does it.
But after the show is over with, I will send you the graphics, and then I will post them on our pages also. And we just kind of want to get your thoughts on them.
Oh, that's nice. These are really put together. They're really nice.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
I like it.
So out of the two, which one of them was your favorite?
The first one.
Yeah, definitely the first one.
See, Mark, that's everybody always agrees. The original is the best.
Allie don't agree.
I actually do. I love Edward's graphics because I know how hard it is because me and him both do them.
Can't go. See, tell him the original's always the best, ain't it?
It
Goes for
is.
movies, songs. It goes for everything. The original's always the best, right?
Hold on. The original's the best unless you've got certain actors in there that actually know what they're doing in movies and stuff. But besides that, the originals is always the best. I
But
can't really say that. I mean, I like 90s and 80s and the 70s stuff, so my movies are black and white, so.
But if Mark and Allie don't have nothing else for you, I do want to thank you for taking the time to come on. And, congratulations on a great season that you've had. And I know district's right around the corner. And, again, with everything that I've seen from you, y'all are killing it, and just keep doing what y'all are doing. And, the sky's the limit for you.
Yes, thank you for having it.
Yeah,
See,
thank you for
and once you win it all, you can take us out to racks. Racks for everybody.
You and food.
Well, I needed that celebration, that firework deal going on. See, racks, and you do like that, then the fireworks go everywhere.
Listen, don't hold it against me. You had to deal with him. He's the only person I could get. No, don't hold it against me. But again, if Mark Alley, you got anything for him?
Oh, just thank you for coming on and keep on killing it. Keep the Harlan County train rolling and show some of these people what Harlan County's made of and keep it going.
Allie, you got anything?
No.
But again, thank y'all for taking the time to come on, and hopefully we'll get to get out there and cover you in the district. And again, I'll send the graphics to you after the show, and I do appreciate you for taking the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that was another great set of interviews. And our other set of guests, I actually just got message. They are in overtime in their game right now. So if Allison can use her good eyesight and read these off, we'll do a rundown of our top 5 here.
Our top 5 for soccer is Liam Zeke from South Florida with 13 goals and 9 assists. Max Rosa from Murray County with 23 assists. Tyson Neese from Perry County Central with 34 goals. Bryson Bentley, Shelby Valley with 326 saves. And Riley Stuber, North Laurel, 17 goals.
So, Mark, Allison, you got any thoughts on that?
North, go ahead, Allie.
Them are like, I did cover a soccer game this week and stuff, so I did see a little bit of it, but you have your top 5 must see, and that's something to really watch for, but it ain't just them top 5 that you're really looking at too. It's other people, other players and stuff that's helping that team, and then when you go back and look, you got your leaders and stuff, and them top 5 are mostly some of your big leaders on the team. There is more obviously that are leaders on the team, but most of these that I have seen are your real big leaders and they're your big team supporters and stuff. So it's really good to just get out and watch and see how some of these players are, because it'll really show you what type of person they are, and it'll show you why they're on your top 5. So
Well said.
I've seen 2 of these firsthand, and Liam and Riley, both them are players, and I tell you, it's hard not to think of North Laurel and how they came together, and they're peaking at the right time, folks. They're really good, and they proved that the last couple of nights, and they're you're talking about, when you're talking soccer, you're talking about a team that is peaking at the right time, and I'm not taking nothing away from South. Liam is a great guy, great family. And South had a good win over Whitley County last night, but I tell you, it's hard not to look at that list and see. And every one of them is very deserving. And again, we say it every week. It ain't the top 5 players in the state. It's just players that you want to go and watch.
Yep. Well, exactly said. Now moving on to the girls' side, I actually think we might have had one of them on here tonight.
you want me to read it off?
Yeah, if you can. My eyesight's not as good as it once was.
Emily Burchett, if I said that right, from Prestonburg with 26 assists. Adriana Rowe from Harlan County, 35 goals. Emmett Estes, if I said that right, from Greene County with 18 assists. Willow Peace from Harlan County, 286 saves. And Tori Robertson from Somerset with 52 goals.
So I actually have got to see 2 of them firsthand, and that's Adriana and Willow. I've got to watch them firsthand, and you know, last night, if I'm not mistaken, Adriana had 7 goals, and the game prior when they played Knox Central, she had 10, which would put her as the all-time school leading in goals made in a single game. And Willow was leading the state. I think she might be number 2 now, but I mean, there's very few that gets past her.
Um, hard to deny, these players, and there's good players everywhere in every school. But when I think of Willow, I think of the part the Karate Kid where Mr. Miyagi's got the little chopsticks and he captures the fly and he goes, I guess if you capture your fly, you can accomplish anything. I could almost see Willow doing that. She's such a good goalkeeper. She can probably catch a fly trying to get in her net. I would like to actually see that on field, but she could probably do it. She just nothing gets by her, and like you said, she was a state leader until just here recently. But I would like to one day challenge her not with just soccer ball, like try to throw a tennis ball in there or just anything to see you know anything she can block.
Allie,
I
you
mean,
got anything?
I did get to watch one soccer game this week, but just getting to get out and see the girls play, just seeing these like stats and all that is insane. Cause them girls are very hard hitting, they're very determined, and even like there is teams that are lower ranked that are underdogs, and you got your teams that are really good, and even your underdog teams were like they stepped up and they do all this. So that seeing stats like that is like insane to see and stuff. Because once you get out there and watch them, and you see how hard some of them press. Like I know I got to watch a girls game, and they were hitting hard. I watched a girl get cleared in the face, and she stood up. She kept going, and she was out of it because she got hit that hard. So, I mean, seeing this tells you how hard these people are working.
Absolutely. So now we're going to move over to the football side.
Okay. Grayson Harris from Simon Kent with 764 receiving yards. Vincent Smith from Middlesboro, 71 total tackles. Landry Collett from Wesley County with 14 passing and non-rushing. Caleb Miller, Bell County, 986 rushing yards. James Jack from Paducah, Tillingham, 1,912 passing yards.
Mark, you got anything?
It's hard not to argue with this list, and some of these guests we've had on their show. And Vincent Smith's a great guy, and I think he would even knock the refrigerator over if he had to. Uh, and just absolutely, he's a tackling machine. But the one I want to harp on, two I want to harp on a little bit. I'm gonna go with Landry. Small school, and what he's doing there is just beyond belief. I just believe I just posted a stat about him where now he's up to about 1,300 yards passing, still no interceptions. He's the student athlete. He has absolutely been about as perfect at that quarterback position as you could possibly be this year, and it just we've got pretty good in this area too. So there's a lot of good quarterbacks here in southeastern Kentucky, and then I have to also harp a little bit about Caleb. And you know, when you look at Bell County, you look at a lot of great players that's went in and out of that school. look at what Daniel Thomas did last year. Only thing Daniel Thomas did was just break records, east and west, single season records. These records might not ever be touched again. I mean, he just absolutely crushed them. And now here we go, Caleb. Caleb just the next coming of many, many great ones that went through that log mountain up there. And there's a couple of really, really big games this week in football. And Bell County's going to be a part of one of them big games that might decide who's number one in the RPI 3A. And anybody that keeps up with all that knows how important that is come playoff time. So I'm sure that Dudley's got them boys ready, and there's going to be a lot of good football action this week.
Yeah, and I gotta harp a little bit on Landry too, where you was talking. If I'm not mistaken, I think he broke over his 100th career
Yeah.
in total touchdowns.
Yep. Yep.
So I mean, 100 total touchdowns. That's a lot of touchdowns. So I mean that lets you know that that young man can perform on any level that he needs to. And I've watched Caleb Miller firsthand. I watched him last season, this season, the season before, and I've actually got to see James Jack from Paducah play. And just from looking at stats and some of the highlights I've got to see, these young men that they put in the work. Allie, you got anything before we go over to our next one?
Yeah, I have got to watch two of these players, like Vincent Smith and Landry. Vincent, he is one tough guy. I mean, I watched him take and get some tackles out there that I don't think anybody would want to take, and he is such a good player to watch, and he is such a good player on that sideline to watch too. He's always hyping his team up. He was there no matter what. He's one of the leaders on the team, and he's one of them. Like, Coach don't have to say nothing. He's up doing it. He knows what he's doing, and he is such a great player to get out and watch. And Landry, I mean, to see what he's doing now, his dad used to be my basketball coach in middle school, so I kind of got to watch him grow up a little bit on the football field, and he was underestimated a lot at his old school, and when it came to the football side of it, and to see what he's done now is something that is absolutely insane, because his improvement through the years has been one to really watch, and he's only getting better as time goes on. So, I mean, this kid, he played JV football most of the time that I've seen, and he's grown up to be one of the best quarterbacks I've watched in a long time. And it's really, really good to see what Landry has become through the years, and he's only going to keep getting better and better and better as the time goes on. So he's going to be a big threat when years get to go on.
So now moving over to the volleyball side.
Sophie DeFur, if I said that right, from Franklin County, with 564 kills. Ava Arnett from Pineville, 98 blocks. Emma Winkler from Bell County, 336 assists. Owen McCoy from Harrison County with 354 digs. And Callista Dunn from Harlan County with 92 service aces.
So I have got to actually see three of them play, and just the stat line I put in there don't explain everything that they do for their team either. I mean, that they help their team out in so many different ways, but the one that kind of stands out the most to me is not just kills, blocks, assists, or digs or anything like that. It's the way that they just help motivate their team.
I've seen a couple of these players, and again, just every one of these are very well deserving of a must see. And again, harping off what I said earlier, this is not our top five ranking at all. This is just players you would want to go and see. And Ava, I've seen her quite a bit. Ava's tall, and she's really, really got a lot of good jumping ability, and it's very understandable how she's getting so many blocks. I mean, I couldn't spike one over her. She would just tower over me and said, "I don't think so." But it's hard not to look at Emma right there at 336 assists, and it's hard not to look at the girl from Franklin County with knocking on the doorstep of 600 kills there. I mean, that's like one of them that you want to end a flurry, just get it up there and just let her just end the flurry real quick.
I mean, I would have to agree with you. 564 kills. That's it's a lot of kills.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
And when you take it up 564 kills, that's 564 points. I mean, if you want to look at it that way, that's probably a lot of games won and sets won. You know,
Well,
I had to
it's
do the math. How many games that Franklin County had won, divided by blah blah blah. She's probably
well,
responsible.
they have they have played. I'm looking at it right now. Stats has only been recorded for 27 games. They've played 28, and it looks like total sets has been 76, and she's only actually played 74 of them. And she don't just do it on kills either. She's got 264 assists, 239 digs, also 40 service aces, 20 blocks. So I mean, it looks like she's an all around player, Mark.
Well, my math ain't as good as it once was, but 74 sets with that many kills, she's averaging just by herself. She's responsible for probably, Allie, help me here, probably 5 to 6 points per set by herself.
Well, it's
That's
showing
for
kills average is 7.65. So basically about eight a set.
yeah. I mean that's just by herself. She's
Yes.
responsible for that many points. Yeah, that would be scary.
But Allie, you got anything?
no, not really.
All right. Well, our other set of guests are actually still in overtime play. So I actually just messaged the coach to talk about getting them on another show or another time. But, any final thoughts before we close it off? Mark or Allie?
I'll let Allie.
I mean, it's gonna be fun to get into this region district play after all we've covered this year and stuff. I mean, it's gonna be fun to see who comes out on top because I've seen some teams that are absolute underdogs come out of nowhere and blow some teams out of the water that nobody expected them to get, and seeing some of the teams' progressions in soccer, volleyball, and football has been one that I've really enjoyed watching. I can't wait to see what the region and district's gonna bring because it's gonna be a battle and honestly, you may think a team's gonna come out and they're gonna blow everybody out of the water, and then a team's gonna probably knock them off their pedestal because there's been some teams do that this year, and it's gonna be really good to watch.
Well, the one thing I'm waiting for, Edward, and you remember this, we did it sort of basketball and stuff like that. Are we going to bring back the smirk? Are we going to
Hashtag
put
beat the smirk.
Yeah, we're going to bring that back.
Uh,
We
when we
need to.
do when it comes district time and all the brackets are broke out, we're going to do the hashtag the smirk, hashtag beat the smirk, and see if anybody can beat the smirk.
Yeah, we'll have to
'Cause
post his picks and see if anybody will actually beat him for once. Allie,
I
I don't
mean,
know.
he was spot on last time, so I mean,
The guy literally missed no games at all in the district or the region tournaments last year of basketball. It was unreal. Go back and look at his picks. It was unreal. Nobody beat him because we was trying to have a competition about somebody beat Ryan, and then all of a sudden nobody would beat him because he was perfect. So the
Is
smirk
this on
got
the
big.
stats and stuff?
Ryan's a studier. He studies before he starts putting that stuff up there. Gotta give him credit for that. And Ryan would be right here with us today. He's got a thing called a job that sort of keeps him away from this right now. But Ryan still does his part. He digs in there. He helps us as much as he can, and he's a very big part of us. So Ryan's still with us, folks. He just but we have to bring back the smirk. Allie, are you going to challenge the smirk? Are you going to retire it this? Are you
I'm gonna
going to?
try to. You got. Nobody sees behind the scenes, but like me, Mark, and Edward, we'll get into it about something just off topic about sports. Like we've gotten MLB arguments before, and here comes Ryan out of nowhere with the exact stats of every single game in MLB history or something, and we're all sitting there like, however you got that, I have no clue.
Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait till Ryan puts his stuff out. Then just going to steal his stuff. Then I'm going to say, bring it, people, bring it. But yeah, you know, um, but again, I rattle a lot. But just again, thank you again, Allie, for coming on such short notice. You're a gamer like always. It's like, can you come on this show? Sure. And and you did very good for what short time that your short notice that was given to you.
2 minutes
But
to be exact.
yeah, and just again, thank you for coming on, and thank you for the work that you're putting in on this. And I'm telling you, you and Edward and Valerie, Ryan too. You are machines. You are absolute machines when it comes to this graphic work, and you just keep getting better and better and better. Ryan is so good at graphic work. I'm not even going to let the cat out of the bag. He's got offers. People has come hunting him down. I'm telling you, he's a very what's the word for it? A hunted guy right now. He's like a deer in a deer field right now. Everybody wants everybody wants Ryan. Everybody wants Ryan. Nobody wants Mark. Everybody likes Edward. Everybody likes Allie. Nobody likes Mark. Nobody. But but yeah,
And
guys, you're really good at what you do. You make my job easier, and love working with all of you. And it's that time of year. It's district time, soon to be region time, and now we had the fun part off the air. We could start arguing about who's going to win what. Because me and Edwards already been doing that every morning. Like we've already got our picks on who we think's going to do this, do that, do this. So of course, that's the fun part about media. We can do it, but the fun part about the people who's actually doing the work to play the sports, they don't care what we got to say. They'll tell us every time we're playing one game at a time, and that they don't pay attention to it. And sometimes they use their stuff for fuel. So that's all part of the fun of the game. But again, thank you to all the viewers. Thank you to you, Allie, personally. Thank you, Edward, for allowing me back on your show again. And just thank you for all the viewers. And thank you for everybody that are sponsors. And we've taken this to levels we didn't think we could bring it to, especially this quickly.
yeah, and I'm gonna leave you with basically my norm here. You know, get out and cover these kids if you ain't got nothing to do. Get out and watch these student athletes perform because you just heard from four student athletes telling you what they do in the off season and how they play multiple sports and everything just to prepare themselves for the next sport that they do. And Allie's firsthand, she played sports too, so she knows the kind of work that it takes to put in to succeed as a student athlete, and then you have to worry about schoolwork at the same time. But go out and watch these student athletes perform. But from everybody here at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media, I want to tell you God bless and good night.